Hello and welcome to another episode of Scott Schilling Speaks. I'm your host, Scott Schilling. Very special day today because I've known this guest for a long time. My daughter, Jordan Schilling. Jordan, thanks for being on here today.
Thanks for having me. Hi.
Well, we want to talk about, as you can see wrapping around my head, barbells for boobs, and it is a fundraiser. So what exactly is Barbells for Boobs?
So, Barbells for Boobs is a foundation that works with works with those diagnosed with breast cancer, and helps them transition back into fitness post diagnosis. It's a combination of therapies, different mobility and movements that they can get into. And then also, it allows just a shoulder to lean on, somebody to talk to. They're immediately available. They go through expectations. They've kind of counseled so many men and women through the process, primarily women. 1 in 8 women will experience a diagnosis of breast cancer in their lifetime. So they have held so many women's hands through this process that they know what to speak about or know how to handle situations that the person doesn't even know is going to come up.
Right.
So the resources, it's really about how can we support the individual that's going through this terrible time? What resources do they need? How can we cater to that? And then also, fitness is so important in mental recovery, physical recovery, the community of it. So how do we get them back? And in this avenue, it is typically a CrossFit setting, but they do recovery for all outlets of fitness.
So let's set the understanding here. You are a CrossFitter, a little bit crazy, by the way.
1000%, yes.
And also a CrossFit coach. So that's why, again, this is, you see the Grapevine CrossFit logo combined with this. So I think that's cool. So what's their purpose of Barbells for Boobs? What are they working to do? Because again, as you said, 1 out of 8 women will be diagnosed with breast cancer. Whew. I mean,
Yeah,
not liking those odds.
No, it's a tragic statistic. It really is. And I think the more optimistic side of that is so many of those women survive and recover and get back into their routines. So with the CrossFit setting, Barbells for Boobs is obviously the foundation, but they have this event called Grace, which is, if you know anything about barbell movements, it's 30 clean and jerks for time. And you're trying to see how fast you can get the bar from the ground to overhead. And it just kind of rallies around, the workout kind of sucks, which is great, because misery loves company, and you get to kind of invest physically in something, as well as monetarily. But these events happen all over the country. It's not just specific to Grapevine CrossFit. There are other CrossFit locations. There's other fitness locations that hold a Barbells for Boobs fundraising event. It's most popular in October, of course, because that's Breast Cancer Awareness Month. But we started raising funds early September and getting things planned for our event, which is on October 16th. So the CrossFit side of it is this event of people coming in and doing grace and celebrating fitness in that sense, and then raising awareness for breast cancer for the foundation. We have a handful of breast cancer survivors at our gym, so seeing them do the workout is also really amazing. It's all really, the community and the spirit of it is actually, one of the founders called me, or one of the women that work with the company, she called me and she said, Barbells for Boobs it's not a thing, it's a spirit. And that's truly what it is. It's the spirit and the community and the camaraderie that comes along with it. And so many gyms across the country doing it it's phenomenal. It's awesome.
That's really cool. So why are you so passionate for this cause?
Well, there's a couple reasons. I personally, like my family, we haven't had anybody that has had breast cancer. Um, but as I mentioned before, there's a handful of women at our gym that have survived the diagnosis of breast cancer. Our gym owner's wife, Shelly, she just had a double mastectomy 2 weeks ago. And so she's in the process, and I have been able to witness this foundation reach out and counsel and immediately you see where the resource is going. You see where my foundation or my donation is going, what it's being used for, and that's amazing. One of my dearest friends, Maggie, is a breast cancer survivor, and it it's amazing to see what fitness does for a person's soul. I had another one of our members, Lauren, come up to me and say, CrossFit saved me. I was like, what do you mean? She said, well, when I started, I was still in this really heavy fog from my breast cancer diagnosis. She is a survivor as well. She's cancer free. She's like, but the fog and the heaviness of it hadn't worn off. And CrossFit made me feel strong again. And it made me feel more clear. And I can't tell you, I'll never forget that conversation. To be a part of somebody's growth and almost this freedom and finding themselves again is amazing. And being able to see it firsthand, I think, is why I'm so tied to this community, and seeing how well they are taking care of Shelly in the process. It's amazing. We actually started doing barbells for boobs. This will be only our second year. We're kind of late to the game. Another one of my dear friends and one of our members, Chad, his mother passed. Everybody knows somebody who's been affected. And so he brought it to our attention. Last year, we raised funds for the first time. And this year, we're just even more. Every year, it gets closer to our hearts. Every year, there's somebody else. So how can we support them? How can we fill those voids in community? And that's primarily it, is just knowing these people and seeing how fitness changes their life for the positive. It's so important.
So how did you get connected with Barbell for Boobs, the organization, the foundation itself?
It was because of Chad bringing it to our attention and saying, hey, there's this organization. They, breast cancer research and resources. It's, widely known across the country, and it's specifically intertwined with CrossFit. So it fit a lot of our demographics. It fit a lot of our passions. And so that ultimately, Chad was the one that we had heard about it, but we hadn't really done anything with it. Chad was the one that introduced us to it and really brought it to life. So thanks, Chad.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. So
Yeah.
how long is the fundraiser? I would assume this is unfortunately a problem that's, a challenge that's going to be around for a while. Hopefully it could be eradicated. That'd be absolutely awesome. But I'm sure the need continues on far past a single individual.
Absolutely. So it's interesting. You think breast cancer awareness, you think October, but it's not isolated to October. That's not when it all happens. Every year the fundraiser starts over, it resets. So, in 2021, my goal is to, on my foundation's page, it's my goal is to raise $2,000. The gym's goal is to raise $10,000. In all reality, and with my competitive spirit, I would love to raise $10,000 on my own. How cool would that be? And spoiler alert, our gym has already surpassed our goal. We're at, I think, 1,100 right now. So we just surpassed our goal, and it's not even October yet when people think
11,000.
about it. Yes, 11,000, not 1,100. Wrong. 11,000, yes. And so we haven't even gotten into the month where people are more focused on it. The fundraiser goes through the end of the year. December, the last day of December is the last day of this year's fundraiser, and then we begin again. But the focus is in October.
Well, it makes a lot of sense. Obviously, people, come to rally for certain causes at certain times of the year, and that's awesome. But like you say, this is not something that is contained in a single month, and it's one of the reasons that I wanted to, when you called it to my attention and said, Dad, would you share this with some of your friends? I said, well, why don't we actually do a show with it? Number one, to make the effort evergreen,
Yeah.
meaning we can put it out in multiple places, and it'll be far more than just today's conversation. Today's conversation will go to tomorrow and beyond. And it also gives us an easy way to hopefully expand some reach to it. Wouldn't it be great to make it viral and have it be 100,000?
Yeah. That would that would be mind blowing. I mean, it would be overwhelming in the best ways possible. Like I said before, the organization is one that I can actually see where the funds are going, and I have firsthand witnessed benefit. So it's easy for me to support. It's hard when you donate somewhere and you're not sure what's happening with that. Where is it going? Who's really benefiting? I see direct benefit, and it's part of why I'm so passionate about this organization now. Is they're good, they're really good, and to be able to not only support an extremely terrible diagnosis, but then encourage betterment through fitness. It's not just a Band-Aid. It's a full body recharge, reset, rebuild situation. And I love it so much.
Well, I think that's also part of the CrossFit attitude completely, right? It's to get outside the box, which is funny because CrossFit gyms are called boxes, right?
Right.
Actually get inside the box.
Right.
Get inside the box and do some workouts that are maybe a little less than conventional.
Right.
I
Well,
know.
yeah, it can be scary, but at the same time, we have 11-year-olds to 74-year-olds. We have breast cancer survivors. We have, people that have all these varying ailments, and they're all doing the work at the same time. And you see CrossFit on TV, and those people are fit. They are so strong. They are so impressive. That's not what you get in a CrossFit box for the most part. And for a breast cancer survivor to say that they've done a CrossFit workout, there's like this clout to it, right? Like I did something that people are maybe intimidated by. It's really not that intimidating when you break it down to the bare bones. We just want you to be able to stand when you're 90, right? Let's keep people standing for as long as they can. It's so much fun though. And maybe unconventional, but there's beauty in that too.
No, it's awesome. So how much is do you know the number that the overall organization is working to raise, or do they, in some of the conversations you've had with them, do they share, kind of with this kind of fundraising, we can serve this many women? Or have you ever had those kind of discussions with them?
We haven't, but it's cool on our team page. So we have our individual fundraising pages, which is what's projected on the screen. And that's my personal page, but I'm also part of Team Grapevine CrossFit. And then we have on that, we can see different groups that are raising funds as well. And so, there's Barbells for Boobs HQ, which is the headquarters, and I think they've raised 15,000 so far. There's some women in Florida named Carmen who we are aggressively trying to beat in this fundraising competition, and I think she has 8,000 or something like that. It was fun seeing we started at 52nd in the nation in fundraising, and now we're up to second. We're behind the headquarters right now in funds that have been raised. So, I don't know specifically what their total goal has been set to per year. I don't know the financial breakdown. I do know that Grapevine CrossFit wants to be the #1 fundraising entity within the group. So that's what we're trying to do. But they do have it very transparent on their page, the campaign for boobs.org, who is fundraising, which group has, they have the leaderboard. So that information is available on there.
I think it's, again, it's fun to put the competitiveness of athletics into another worthy direction, right? To put it in there. That's awesome. And no slight to anybody who's accomplished anything. I think it's great that I think it's awesome that a lot of people take action. I know my first book, Talking with Giants, has 21 charities tied to it. And it was because I couldn't write a check to the charity that I wanted to, but I could write a book about the charity and do things like that. So again, I think it's in a situation like this, we would love to. It just popped into my head as we were talking. I've got a friend who owns a CrossFit box in Georgia. Anticipate the copy of this show coming to you for you to get involved. But I think it's interesting that the more awareness we get, because again, it's sometimes it needs to be top of mind to take the action. And I really congratulate you for doing that. I think it's cool as an organization. It's cool, that you're taking your part. And I love the fact that you're going to beat your own gym. I mean, I think that's pretty fun from that side.
Yeah, we have 10 people on our team, or 11 people on our team. And so we have a big text thread going, and anytime somebody takes the jump and has more donations than the other, they're like, haha, got you. Or, I just want to beat Maggie, or, whatever. It's just, you're right. It's a good channel for our competitiveness. It's competition for a great benefit. It's all in good fun too.
Well, the other thing is, as I've come to a couple of your competitions and seen, the one thing about CrossFit that seems very unique to me is that the competitors, while they do some crazy stuff, compared to in my day, what we used to do. But it seems like it's a community of people who really care about each other performing to their fullest and aren't as concerned about where they fit in that. It's like, obviously, I think 100% of them actually want to win, but if they don't, they are 100% the biggest cheerleaders.
Yes, and you'll see it time and time again. The last person, or the person to finish last in a workout, people are around them like, let's go, you can do this, don't quit, keep moving, every last rep counts, et cetera, et cetera. And when you're that last person, you're like, all right, everybody, please get away from me. I know I need to finish this workout. So it's kind of a catch-22, but the spirit of it is, it's such a healthy competition. Everybody wants to be the best. Everybody wants to excel in their sport. Everybody wants to, support their friends. It's, I've said it time and time again to people that are coming in and asking about the gym is, are you going to make me add more weight? These are too advanced. Everybody is at their own pace. And when you crush a workout at your pace, somebody's there to give you a fist bump. Somebody's there to say, hey, that was your first push-up. That's so cool. We're so proud of you. It's a really fun, it's good competition. Everybody you're right. We're a bunch of cheerleaders.
No, I mean, it really is cool. I remember, one of the events that I went to watch you, and you were doing something and everybody rallied around you. And then when you were done, it's like they moved to the next person and rallied around them and kept on going. And I think
I feel like that's when I couldn't get my handstand push-ups, and I would get one. The person next to me is knocking out 20 and nobody is cheering for them, but it's because I can't get my one. I ended up getting like 6 because people were just screaming their heads off for me. It was fun.
Well, it was interesting to watch for sure. And again, you know, we didn't quite do it that way back in my day, you know.
No.
So it's very cool. So how can they donate? I mean, if you can't see the URL above my head, you're missing something. But because this will also be turned into audio, is this this is your particular campaign to in fact raise money, correct?
Yes, absolutely. So my specific fundraising page is the campaign.forboops.org/fundraiser/3433236. I'm not going to repeat that again,
Okay,
but if
so
you
I
if
will
you were
repeat in just a little bit. That's okay. Keep
okay,
going.
okay. But if that's too hard to remember, you could just Google Barbells for Boobs. You can create your own fundraiser if this is something that you feel like is going to ignite a passion in you, or you want to play your part. Either way is fine.
Well, I think that that's an interesting thing as well. You said that they're very transparent about how many people are raising money and what they're doing. And wouldn't it be awesome if we could do a couple different things here? Number one, raise enough awareness that people understand that this is not just an October event.
Right.
Number two, encourage them to donate and contribute to the level that they can. Number three is actually encourage other people to basically start their own campaigns. They can go to Barbells for Boobs. Now, it's not just confined to CrossFit, is it?
No, not at all. No, I think, and actually what I was going to say is the good thing about this and the beauty of the internet is that there are going to be people that are listening to this or watching this that don't even know what CrossFit is, and that's fine. The CrossFit community, I think, has most of the people that know what Barbells for Boobs is. I don't know how far their reach goes outside of the CrossFit community. So bringing awareness to people that, it's like putting together pieces that might not be put together otherwise, raising awareness outside of a specific demographic, because breast cancer survivors are everywhere, and they don't, and the woman I was speaking with the other day very specifically said this is not limited to people that are in the CrossFit world. And it's not just limited to survivors. If you're a friend or a family member that needs counsel or needs grief help or how to relate or what to talk about, they have an open door policy for anybody who needs resource. So it's great that this is going to be listened to or observed by people that don't give a flip about CrossFit. They have their other avenues, or you don't have to do fitness to appreciate a company that wants to help people grow and recover. So
Yeah, very much so. I mean, I think anybody who I love the idea that anybody who just cares about people, that's got to be a very disturbing diagnosis. I mean, I don't even know exactly how to put it. As a male, I'm sure that I don't have as much understanding about the feeling of what that must be like to hear those words. But for anybody to hear those words, it's not positive. It's not good. And so, I mean, I love the idea that there's an organization like this that is working to soften the blow, encourage people to go forward, do what they can do. And like you say, I think it's cool to then pull it into the CrossFit world, because any CrossFitter I know is a natural cheerleader for somebody else doing something physically beyond what they think they can accomplish.
Right.
I think that's why it is such a great match, actually.
Yeah, no, you hit that nail right on the head. I see people do things they don't think they can do on a daily basis. I see people overcome fears on a daily basis, and cancer is terrifying. Recovery from cancer is terrifying. The unknown that comes with it is terrifying. And this softens that a little bit and allows people to do things that they mentally are unsure of. That's exactly what it is you're doing something terrifying every day, and you're doing it. And it's, it might not be perfect, but that's the beauty. There's every day is a new day. There's progress. There's little wins.
Well, that's how you bust through fears, quite frankly. Susan Jeffers wrote the book many years ago, Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway. And I would think that this kind of diagnosis is almost paralyzing in many cases. So to gain the strength, to have the support, to fight through that, to address it, fight through it, and then to have people on your side, that's awesome. Very cool.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So again, for those who are listening to the audio, it's https://campaign dot for boobs FORBOOBS.org/3433-236. So I encourage you to contribute if you can. Share this video to those who it may be appropriate for. Share the audio, video, whichever medium that you're grabbing here. And, let's get some more CrossFit boxes involved. That would be cool. I'm going to make a general to one friend who owns a box. Expect a call from me, I'm telling you. But let's spread it through some more CrossFit boxes. Let's expand it to just normal gyms and normal clubs that are not CrossFit centric, and to any and all organizations that want to grab on and help. That'd be pretty awesome, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that'd be great. I think every day that you work to help somebody else is going to be a good day. And if we were all to do that, if we were all to be more intentional with people, or, say one more nice thing, do one more nice gesture, man, how would our world change? That would be cool.
Be pretty darn cool, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
I think it's the thing to do. And I think that's what we're working to do right here. So I think that's a good place to wrap it all up. What do you think? You got any more wisdom you can add here?
No, I've got nothing. Thank you for thinking about this. Thank you for doing this. Whether it, reaches 50 or 500 million, every time Barbells for Boobs leaves somebody's mouth, that's a good thing. So thank you for even suggesting this little interaction.
Yep. My pleasure. I love you. Thanks for doing it in the first place. All right. Thank you all for joining us here today. We'll see you tomorrow, same time. Scott Schilling speaks. God bless.